Hello Bloomington, I'm Mayor Tim Bussey, and this is the Council Minute for the week of May 24th. On a couple of occasions this year, I've mentioned the importance of the arts in Bloomington. The arts are important from an aesthetic point of view and because of how it improves the quality of life in a community. But as we've talked about, the arts are also very important economically. We shared a report with you earlier this year that the arts and the artists in Bloomington have a $13 million impact on our local economy. That economic impact is due in part to the fact that the City of Bloomington has cultivated and supported the arts for more than 50 years. Starting in the 1960s, the City of Bloomington has allocated funds in one form or another to Bloomington-centric nonprofit arts and cultural organizations. In the past decade alone, the City of Bloomington has awarded more than $1.2 million in grants to Bloomington arts and cultural organizations. Even last year, when arts venues were closed, the city allocated roughly $173,000 to help arts organizations weather the loss of revenue caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. Most organizations use these funds for operational support to keep their organizations running during the shutdown. Since 2011, when we started collecting more data about the impact of the grants, these funds have touched the lives of well over 395,000 participants, and those participants are youth, adults, and seniors from the Bloomington community and from the whole Twin Cities region. This grant program is meant to support all interested arts and cultural groups who meet the application criteria and who impact the Bloomington community. That list includes the established arts groups in Bloomington who have been around for many years and who have contributed so much to the social fabric and civic life in Bloomington, and it also includes new arts groups and organizations who would like to partner with the city. This week, the City Council voted to approve the 2021 funding recommendations of roughly $180,000 for the Cultural Arts Support Grant Program. The groups receiving the grants include Angelica Cantanti Youth Choirs, Artistry, Bloomington Chorale, Bloomington Symphony Orchestra, Continental Ballet, Medalist Concert Bands, and notable singers. Be on the lookout for information on the activities, programs, and events made possible through these partner organizations. As we emerge from the pandemic, I am incredibly excited to once again see these outstanding organizations doing great things, and I hope you are too. Pedestrian crossing safety for the students of Westwood Elementary was an item of discussion and action at Monday night's meeting. The intersection of France Avenue at West 108th Street serves students walking and biking to Westwood Elementary School from the neighborhoods to the west of the school. With an increase in families living in the area, city staff were contacted with concerns about the safety of students as they cross that intersection on their way to and from school. Some quick safety improvements were made to improve the overhead lighting and pavement markings and signage, but additional safety improvements could be made with a construction project. City staff worked with school district representatives and developed a plan to make this intersection safer for students. The plan will change the roadway striping and number of lanes on France Avenue and will construct curb extensions at the pedestrian crossings located on the northwest and northeast quadrants of the intersection. These changes will shorten the crossing distance for pedestrians and will make pedestrians more visible to drivers. The changes should also reduce the turning speeds for vehicles and will have some traffic calming impacts on France Avenue between 108th and 110th Street. The council approved the pedestrian crossing safety improvement plan, and the changes will be made as part of this year's pavement management program reconstruction project that includes 108th Street west of France Avenue. When I talk to Bloomington residents, one of the issues I hear most about are some very real concerns people have about traffic and speeds on local streets. Making sure that our kids can get to school safely and that all pedestrians can safely walk through neighborhoods is absolutely essential. This is also a good reminder for all of us to be conscious of our driving habits and to slow down. The Minnesota Department of Employment and Economic Development is offering an opportunity for cities and counties, no matter how big or small, to apply for funding made available through the federally funded CARES Act of 2020. Minnesota's program, called the Small Cities Grant, is making funds available to cities and counties for activities that prepare, prevent, or respond to the health and economic impacts of COVID-19. These funds are primarily for activities serving low to moderate income households, seniors, and people living with disabilities. And they're being distributed to states based on a formula through a targeted pandemic program called the Community Development Block Grant Coronavirus, or CDBG-CV, because acronyms. This week, the Council held a public hearing and adopted a resolution of support for the city's application requesting additional CDBG-CV funding. The request is for $155,000 and is targeted for housing and food shelf assistance activities. Our good friends at VEAP have been identified as a partner organization for food shelf assistance, and CLUES, primarily serving the Latino community, has been identified as one of 2 possible organizations to administer housing assistance. The application is officially due on June 1st, and we should know by early July if we've been selected to receive funding. Stay tuned for more information as our application is evaluated. This weekend is, of course, Memorial Day weekend, and as we slowly emerge from the pandemic, I certainly hope you have the opportunity to celebrate the unofficial start of summer with family and with friends. Whether you're working in the garden, going to a ball game, or just relaxing on the lake or at a barbecue, be sure to take a moment to remember why we celebrate this holiday. To honor the brave men and women who have given the highest sacrifice for our freedom. They are not just names on a memorial or on a headstone. They are fathers, mothers, brothers, sisters, friends, and neighbors who gave up literally everything for our country. Without their heroic commitment and actions, our lives would be very different. In the words of President Harry Truman, our debt to the heroic men and valiant women in the service of our country can never be repaid. They have earned our undying gratitude. America will never forget their sacrifices. That is a wrap on this week's Council Minute. I hope to see you again next week. Until then, stay safe, Bloomington.